Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review week 3 of the 2024-25 NBA Dream Team season. And pretty good week for us, easily our best week to date. Hasn't been the highest bars to jump over, but 1,037, so cracked the 4 digits, which is pretty cool, which was good enough for top 9% in the round. And has sort of basically halved my season rank, so now just outside the top 700, which is, I guess, 30% of the playing group, but given how low we started, you love to see it. So if we have a look at the team, won my head-to-head, thanks for the confetti. So Daniels with the 74, that's a really nice return from his sort of price point. Henderson, 38, was a little bit underwhelming. Actually has gone down in price, which is a bit of a concern. Hawkins only getting a 7, but going up in price, so that's worked out all right. Edwards, tunning up, so at his sort of cheap price, you'd love to see 3 digits next to his name. Jerome continues to be good with a 58, and Castle on our bench with a 57, so he could potentially sort of slot up here given his output, albeit on average probably not. The main man though, Nikola Jokic with 206, so 200, and you double that, 400. Thanks for coming. Zach Edey with a 96, obviously that's handy if you had him on field, but generating that nice cash. Giannis with a 112, so I think he did miss a game this week, which was a little bit disappointing, but yeah, we take what we can get. Dick with a 57, so that was a good trade-in from us last week, and Koulibaly with a 54, so a couple of good returns there. Towns was our third trade-in, as that sort of downgrade from Wemby, and it worked out well with a 134. I haven't seen what Wemby got just yet. But Saar with a 44 and Riesacker with a 72. So obviously had those two around the wrong way, but great to see Riesacker getting some points this week. If we have a look at our head-to-head, just wait for it to load. So a pretty comfortable win over Bearbuck, about 150 points in it in the end. And I guess, having 2 tons in the unique players list is very nice. Gilgeous-Alexander with just the 98. I say just, that's still a pretty good return. Played Koulibaly, which was nice. But Ben Simmons with a 19, that's probably not ideal for what I'd imagine his price point is. Even 10.5 is probably too much there. Mogbo, I think I looked at as a potential cheapie, has gone okay with a 30. But having a look through the league, I can see a couple of fellow thousands. But SuperCoach Eggs Michael, I think again has topped the league. If he hasn't already done so over all 3 weeks, definitely 2 of the 3. But 1,100 neat. So Jokic as captain was a great call. Cunningham, again, going good at 109. So what's he averaging? 25. There you go. Thought he'd be averaging a little bit more because I'm pretty sure he had a big score last week too. Tatum with a 124. It's been good. Williams with a 114. Agbaji, I think he was a cheapie we looked at as well, yeah. Going to Towns, but I think made a bit of cash, so we're okay with that. It's probably what we're leaning towards to start the season, if we're being completely honest. Just a quick look at Reno's Rockets and the Autistics as well. Just a few more 1000s. And again, Jokic as captain seems to be the key to that. Had Towns as well. I hope you're not following me, Shano, otherwise you might get a bit unstuck. But Edwards Harden with a 95, that's decent returns. Had Dick as well. George, Edie on the pine. And Cooper's team as well. So I think that was the key to a big score this week. He just captain Jokic. Sabonis scoring a 130 is okay. I saw he had a one mad game anyway with a pretty perfect stat line. But Tatum as well, so maybe there's one we've missed out on. Davis was a bit down, but probably still averaging well. Had Agbaji as well, so maybe, I don't know if it's too late to get on him or not, but we may look at that. Had Daniels, which is nice. Tatum, what's Tatum at again? 18 and a half, so basically a gun. Cool, so let's have a look at the team for this week. Actually, I need to look at break-evens. So I did shell out for the good old assistant coach, so I will try to flash these up on screen every week. So a couple of centers, which is not ideal. Obviously, Edie most people have, but Bitadze maybe is how you say that. It's definitely a Russian sort of area name. Scored a 102. Only averaging 16, but I guess Edie's only averaging 17. So, maybe an alternative there. I wouldn't recommend going double cheapy, as tempting as it is when you've got, a Jokic pumping out at 200. Whoops, didn't mean to click that, but Peyton Watson might be one to look at. Although it looks like he scored most of his points this week, so I don't know if that's a sign of being integrated in or back from an injury. Any fear of loading up the scores? There we go. So it doesn't give you minutes, which isn't ideal. Thought the amount I paid for it, you'd get something, but that's okay. So it just seems to be a bit more consistent with scoring this week. But I guess, we're just playing the break-even game at this point, looking for picks that we can sort of elevate our overall cash, and then obviously, try to complete the team as quickly as possible. So yeah, Watson's definitely on the list. Boston perhaps as well. AJ Green only averaging 9 is a little bit scary. Christian Braun a little bit more expensive, but averaging 20 is pretty handy. Mathurin is in the same sort of boat. Cam Reddish is only averaging 11 or 5 games. So Agbaji's still going good. It's a little bit more expensive. So I guess, we may be looking at these sort of options. George, I did see in our team there. So it looks like the small forward shooting guard sort of area is where the money is. So let's have a bit of a look at our team and what we can do there. So pretty well covered in those areas. And I mean, even if we extend out to, we can, or actually we can't. I thought we could trade these guys up, but they can only go back. These guys can go back here. So maybe Henderson with his 11-point average is one we can potentially get out of. Just try and have a bit of a look at his scoring per game. But it is sort of going backwards. Yeah, so I guess like a 1-point return there wasn't ideal. And even then, there's nothing inspiring. So with his break even of 46, I think he's one we can move on. What about Hawkins, 39? So I guess potentially just sliding these point guards up could be an option. Just realised the quick way around it would be to change to projections. So Daniels is still going alright with a 23, 14 for Jerome, 43 for Koulibaly, so maybe his bit of cash is done, although he's projected to score 89, so maybe we hang tight. That might be the other bit to look at too, is projections, but I guess the obvious one is Henderson out. We'll push Castle up and then go by break even. And we can sort of take our pick, I think, but I guess it's the question, do you weigh up the slightly cheaper option with the higher break even, or pay a little bit more for a little bit of point return? And I guess I'm leaning towards the cash option, because again, we're probably not going to play Watson. He can just sit on the bench. So probably along a similar line, we'll probably do the same with Jerome. So we might have to play Watson here. But maybe this means we go one of the more expensive options. So whether that's Braun, Agbaji. So very similar, I guess, one less game for Braun. So yeah, slightly higher average. It's written right there, of course. What do we do? Or do we just go cheap again and hope for the best? I mean, we could probably bring Koulibaly up with his projection. So just having a look at their projected. So they're both pretty well projected. Although Braun's break even next week is projected a bit higher, which we like. So maybe we go Braun. And it's only projected to score 52. And we may not even use the third trade, which seems sacrilegious because I'm pretty sure we get enough trades to pump them out all through the season, but most of them are sort of holding steady, I would have thought. Well, what if maybe we look at, instead of, what's happened there? What if we looked at Obaji? He's got a higher projected. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? It's had a little meltdown. How am I trading out? Oh, Watson. I don't want Watson. I mean, we can do that. We've got the cash in the bank, so... Oh, but Watson, again, is probably going to make more money in the long run. So I think we're going Watson. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, it keeps reverting back to shooting guard. So probably, yeah. So maybe the two Nuggets. Because I know Jokic has a good fixture again this week. Same team. Yep. Season stats, so that'll be the one. Yeah, so another, oh no, that's this week. Only two this week. Maybe we'll review this. Was it just a slower week, or? Okay. I would have thought surely there's more than two in that list, but there you go. Got to sit a bit weird with the camera angle. Is that really right? Have I missed something? Yeah, just the two this week. And then a 3 and a 3. So compare that to maybe like Giannis. Okay, upcoming opponents. So at least 3 in week 4. Yeah. Okay, so there is some that play 3 this week. So is that the third trade? Do we, I guess, yeah, Jokic will make a bit more money, but can we make more money and points elsewhere with someone that plays 3? It's a bit of a radical move. But like you look at his average, he'll almost cover the difference. Yeah, I'm too scared. I don't think I'll do that. Well, I guess maybe worthwhile looking at the other big names like Towns. I know we brought him in. Surely he's got some good fixtures. At least 3 lined up there. Let's have a look if that's... Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it does come up with the next 3 here. So you can tell by just looking at it. Edwards, he's got 3 this week, so that's fine. Guess that's probably why they're saying Watson's only going to get 21. He's only playing the 2 games. I think that's all good. Yep, I think we're just going to hold firm. We're not going to use a trade, but I really don't know where to go. Maybe if you've got some suggestions, throw them in the comment section, and I'll try to check it out tomorrow morning before tip-off in the first game. But how do I cancel? There we go. So I guess then the question is this week, Jokic, Giannis is captain. I think with the extra games and maybe just the extra points here, we could consider Towns as well playing the 3. So maybe he's captain this week, Giannis at the vice captain. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for the time being. Can't show the trade-ins, trade-outs. I must have just opened when I've checked it. I didn't really look at the email or anything. But I can just about fit the team in. You can sort of see the names down the bottom there. Yeah, just on, I guess probably playing an extra game maybe. Get Koulibaly in. Castle Jerome, I think, starts just based on projections. Cool. So I think that's the squad for this week. Done. All right. Well, as always, if you've got any questions, comments, or thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. And give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the NBA content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.